Hello and welcome in Amulet Podcast Season 2. My name is Valérie Jomessi and I am a French entrepreneur. I work with my family in a group called Upgrade and I am the art director of this family business. I am also a coach in creativity, style and image. And yes, welcome in this podcast. I am so excited, guys. Here you will find a safe space where we can talk everything vulnerability, authenticity, freedom, what it means to be human in this world that sometimes doesn't make sense. I will have amazing guests that are so inspiring because they are either true to themselves or just strong through adversity or just human beings that are able to share with you their intimacy. So thank you very much for being here. And of course, you can find all the episodes of this podcast on our website, upgradepodcast.paris/amulet. And of course, I am available on Instagram, Valerie DGMS or @LeJooms. Well, you can find me anywhere. So one rule for this podcast: if you loved it, if you felt it in your bones, in your soul, you have to share it with at least 2 people because that's how I make this podcast grow. Thank you again for your attention, your time, and just your presence. And let's do it. Welcome in Amulet Podcast Season 2. Hey guys, and welcome back. If you are French and you went all the way till the end of the French part and you wanted to know what we will say in English for the suite of of this episode of Amulet. Welcome, my name is Valerie and I will be your host. And today I have an amazing person with me. It's a girl, well, let's take that. A woman that I've known for 10 years, I think.
Yes.
What?
Like
yes.
11, 12,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. And her name is Ludivine Cadet. She is a coach in body positivity. She created this concept called She Is, and she is someone who's shining all the time. And she's gonna talk to you guys about body dysmorphia. We're gonna talk actually together. And we already started in the French version. So if you want to follow that, you just have to click on the other episode. But for now on, Ludivine, can you introduce yourself for the English speakers?
Yes. So my name is Ludivine. I have created a coaching concept, let's say, yes, to help women love themselves, to help them shine in the way that they are. And I'm doing that with dancing, with self-development, of course, and loving your body in a bikini too.
Yes.
So that's really, for me, something important because I have suffered from all the flaws and things that I was seeing for myself that were not really happening, or at least you just decide to see the good side of yourself. So that's why we're going to talk about body dysmorphia together. And yes, I just want to help women to have the best life that they can have.
Yes, definitely. We were talking earlier about how maybe how to love yourself, love your body, even when you don't understand why this body should be loved, because it's complicated for you to accept who you are.
Yes.
Also because we are in a society where comparison is really there. Like, tough. You want to be better than someone.
True. Instead
of being better than who you were before, or just to be.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk a little bit more about the impact of looking at yourself in the mirror and loving yourself. So do you have any tips for people who...
I think when you're really struggling with your image, you have to think about it. Yeah. Like, sometimes you just get used to not loving your body and comparing and things like this. So first of all, having like a vision of yourself that is trying to be more specific and more objective. It's never objective.
How do you manage to do that?
You have to look at stuff like this week I was with somebody, with a client, and she was in front of the mirror and I told her, tell me what you love about yourself.
Oh my God, I remember that.
I did that also with you.
That is not easy, guys.
It's tough. Yeah. And she was like, she told me she loves her hair, she loves her hands. She loves like stuff like this. And I was like, why? Because sometimes you just, yes, okay, I can love my hair because everybody told me I have beautiful hair. Okay. But then what is that you like about that hair? And then we did all the beautiful stuff she loves about herself. And I told her, like, just, can you say sorry to the part that you don't like?
Ouch! Oh my gosh.
And she was like, yeah, sorry. And she was just like saying sorry to the whole body. And then I told her, like, can we try to be more specific? Like, what is it that you don't like about the things that we haven't talked about?
Oh my God.
And actually, and you actually feel like she didn't really know.
Yeah.
Like some stuff she knew, like, I don't like this because it's like that, but it's like that.
Yeah.
And is it really like that, or do you just see something that you're used to saying to yourself? Or is it something that is really here? And she was not very comfortable with saying, yes, it's here, because she knew it's not here. It's something that she has thought about herself for so long that
and she's used to it.
Yes, she used to saying,
it's a part of her identity now.
Exactly. She's like, yes, I don't like my calves because they're too muscly. And I was like, okay, so what is wrong with being muscly? What don't you like about this? And she was like, no, it's not bad. It's just so why
it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. And when you think about those stuff, you kind of, some stuff will remain, like, I really hate this because this, so now you work more on stuff. But some stuff are just here so reluctantly that you just, I hate this. I get used to hating this.
And it's easier to get used to hating something because it's still your comfort zone than to go outside of it and say, okay, with what you were asking in your exercise in front of the mirror that I did and was really uncomfortable. But I mean, it works. I think it's an amazing, for me, it's magic what you're doing at this point. It's like being a healer and a magician, because you put someone in front of herself. So she cannot look elsewhere. No, she can't. She has to see herself. But it's really hard because sometimes you're just so used to think a certain way that you don't even question why you think that way.
Yeah, true.
And then once someone is asking you why, oh my God, but why? So either what, you break down because you realize that you don't know why, or you break down because you understand that it's something deeper, that maybe it's not about your body, it's about something else.
Of course.
Or about a trauma or a memory or whatever. So I think everyone should be in front of their mirror every single day.
True.
And naked, for me.
True.
Naked.
To see it.
To see it, to accept it, and as you said, to thank it.
Yes.
To forgive yourself, like, to honor it. It's a temple, remember?
Yes,
my body's a temple.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, for me, for instance, what I do every day, because in my bathroom I have like this big mirror. I'm like, when I take off my clothes to get in the shower, I'm looking at myself, like I'm really looking at myself, and I'm moving my body.
Yes,
and if I'm dancing, and I'm like, ooh, and I'm looking at my ass, and I'm like, ooh, and I'm looking at my boobs, and I'm like, okay, I like it, yes. And I'm looking at my thighs, and I'm like, yes, yes, because for a long time it was a hate relationship, and I don't want that anymore. But accepting myself naked has been freeing.
Of course, it's when you accept yourself like naked, there's nothing that can actually harm your confidence in the body. I mean, because nothing is perfect. Like nobody is,
and yet there is perfection in that. It's so weird.
Exactly, it's perfect in your way, and it's not like the perfection of, I don't know what society told you. It's just like, it's your body, and it's perfect because it's working. It's helping you go through your days. And it's just like, yes, it's good. It's not like, yes, it's perfect like this. But you have to look at it and get used to seeing that body and not other people's body.
Yes, definitely. Do you remember this show we had in French? It was called Belle Toute Nue, I think. It was Beautiful Naked with this guy. Yeah. I loved this show. I am not a TV person, but for that one, I thought it was such a good vibes and like a good gift to people.
Of
it was not just
course.
I'm watching a stupid show and
No.
it's about comparison and I'm gonna rate your wedding and say it's shit.
No.
Sorry, but I don't see the point of that. It was more about, hey, look at your body.
Yes.
Look at your, and this is your body on a billboard.
Billboard.
And you're like, what? What? And I thought it was so beautiful. I think everyone should do that at some point.
Really
it should be part of the initiation.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about women a lot, but I'm sure for men it must be as
it's the
complicated
same.
too.
Of course, they have like the same images given to them. Like a man should be at least 185 centimeters.
Yeah.
In foot must be 6'2" or something.
Yeah.
You must be like ripped and have like those broad shoulders and have like it's crazy difficult because it's the same. Like nobody is the same.
Yeah.
So how can you have only one image of a validated man or woman
who doesn't even exist, because then it's changed.
Exactly.
It's and I feel how did changing the way you see yourself affected the way you see others?
I think that it just, because when you're really, really uncomfortable with your body and seeing like crazy stuff and thinking crazy stuff about your body and changing it and trying to be different, and of course you're comparing yourself.
Yeah.
So of course you're comparing yourself to like magazines, but you're also comparing yourself to everybody around
else,
you. Meaning you're comparing yourself to your friends, to your family and stuff. And comparing yourself, being in a hate relationship with your body will bring hate around you for sure.
Yeah.
Meaning like we talked earlier about that famous weekend when I was like crazy bad inside, but I didn't want to give it to you guys because I was like, it's the weekend, we're all together.
Yeah, because I do remember you dancing in the nightclub, arching your back. Like for me, that's why I was like, what? I can understand it now, because I know that sometimes what you show is different from how you feel. But in the moment, I was like, because I have precise images of this weekend in Brussels, and I was like, wow. Like,
but the thing is, as for me, dancing is really like something cathartic. I can do, and something that I love to do and that my soul is doing, blah blah. I can dance, and dancing will always be like my easy way. See what I mean? So I feel bad, like if I stay on the couch I'll be crying, so instead I will be dancing. So in a club it's easy for me, let's say. But that weekend, of course I was comparing myself to you guys, and of course even if I love you all, I was like feeling pain and feeling like, why are they like this and why am I not like this? See what I mean? Like they're all like kind of skinny and I'm like, how I am. No, but I mean that's really like
it's so important, I think, to I would say confront, but I don't, maybe confront visions.
Yes.
Because when you think that, I am thinking the same for you, you know? And so we are all in pain thinking about how we want to be like the other who wants to be like us.
Yes.
It's a vision. It doesn't make any and I think for a lot, because I think we've outgrown that as a group, and things are way different, and now for instance, we will not pretend anymore
True.
But I'm sure for a lot of other groups or even relationship, it's still like that.
Of course.
And I can't imagine being friends and sister with women and not having this safe space where I can, well, if I should feel shit, I will tell you, like today, because we are in the 30s and we're like, it's
different.
time.
Of course. But it's really like, comparing yourself. And I think that when you have that at least okay relationship with your body, you have way better relationship with others. Because you're not comparing and not hating. It's hard. I understand. But hating on others because like, why are they so beautiful? Why are men looking more at them than they're looking at me?
Why am I the friends who's gonna be asked to go talk to my friend?
Exactly.
Story of my fucking life, guys. Go talk to my friend directly. I'm not a messenger, okay?
True.
Yeah.
We're not messengers. Go ahead. You're capable of coming to somebody you don't know, so go directly to the person. Anyway. It's true. Being the friend of the beautiful ladies that you feel like they're way more beautiful than you are. And being able to loving yourself gives you more energy to give love to others.
Yes, definitely.
And being focused on your flaws, your insecurities and stuff gives you more time to cry on yourself and be sad and be mean to yourself also, because you're giving always like bad messages and energy to your body, like those thighs are humongous, ugly, this nose is huge, this hair is not big enough, I don't know, like everything is a bad thing. So you're giving only bad energy to yourself. And of course, during that weekend, I can't imagine, but it's far like it's been like, I don't know, 8 years, so it's far. But that weekend, I was really feeling shitty, and I can't imagine that I gave you the love that you deserved all together. You see what I mean? I was, of course, more focused on, look at those arms in that shirt. I shouldn't have brought that. I should have. You can't be really loving to others if you're not loving your body.
And you can't be present either.
Exactly.
So you're not here.
No.
You are more into your own problems that you are in the moment.
Exactly.
And I think that you're missing out a lot of life.
Oh my God, so much.
Because you are thinking that for some reason you are not adequate enough to be in that life. So you just extract yourself really automatically.
Of course.
And I think people should. I don't like the people should, but I feel like it's so freeing to accept. And acceptance is as complicated as it is easy, you know? Because it's just, at some point, you just, you know, that's what they teach in meditation a lot, or even in yoga, those practices where at some point you just let be and let go. And so what it is.
Yes. So
who you are.
Yes.
And at some point, maybe you should trick your brain, because body dysmorphia is definitely something that happens in your brain.
Yes.
And it impacts the way that you see the world, because you are not able to recognize emotions properly as a quote-unquote normal brain. Yeah. So, of course, there is something happening in your brain. It's not just you are someone who's complex. How do you say complex?
Complex?
Yeah, complex or anything. It's more than that. It's about your brain. It's always about your brain, guys, most of the time. And the story that you tell yourself, and then the way it impacts your heart if you are able to open it or not. But I feel like sometimes maybe the easiest way is just to go the straightest way, like as you did. Okay, I'm gonna first of all, I have the intention of doing it, because sometimes you just want to stay in this situation because it benefits you in some way, you know what I mean? Because even though it harms you, it's home. Yeah. You know, and then you can't complain. And then you have excuse not to do the things that you want to do. You have excuse not to chase your dream. You have excuse, but because, my tummy is big and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not about that. No. And sometimes I feel like it's a way for us to hide the courage that we know we have. Yes. Because once you accept your body, you're ready to shine. Yes. You are ready to shine. You are. So now that you do accept your body, because you are really more comfortable, and it's not even comfortable, like you're honoring it. Yes. Like, you know, when it's about also putting your boundaries when necessary. True. It's about saying yes, but also a lot about saying no. Of course. How do you handle like relationship with people, for instance, in your entourage or in your friends or family and stuff, who were not yet there yet? How do you manage to still be there? Because sometimes when you are moving forwards, you don't really want to move forwards, because if you move forwards, it means that you're going to leave people behind. Yes. And then a gap is creating, and then you don't have the same relationship you had before. So how do you handle that?
I think there's differences, because there's people that are still in that, but respect the fact that I'm out. Yeah. And respect and look at me like, wow, that's so cool. Yeah. I'm not ready to do that. I'm not like in a place where I feel I can do that, but I respect that. Yes. And there are some people that will remain on, this is not like right, because I do the link because I have made the link between body dysmorphia and the way that I handle my eating disorders, let's say. Right now, I feel like my eating is fantastic because I don't have like eating disorders anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm really intuitive eating, and it's huge for me because I have made like crazy stuff with this. But some people will remain like, oh, that's so cool that you love your body like as it is. But I will continue on being like for them, being very strict with their eating and being like really into that. And what I try to do is not try to convince them.
Yeah.
I just, if they are happy as they are for now, and they know what I'm doing, and they're just like, yeah, that's cool for you, but that's not for me. Fine.
Yeah.
Loving yourself is also respecting your boundaries, as you said, and your energy and your time. And I feel like I don't want to try to convince people if they're not ready or if they're not interested.
Yeah.
I'm just living my life. Like everything is loved in here.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm not trying to convince somebody.
Yeah, I think it's a waste of time. But it's hard to accept that because sometimes, and we talked about it, about men. Why do we want to save our boyfriends or whatever? and we were saying, well, also because we are not, like, if you are with someone in a relationship, you are not her coach. So that's not your place to try to change his life or change the way And I think, there is one thing that really touched me. We were at a birthday, I think it was my birthday.
Okay.
And we were talking about a random guy. And you were like, well, that's over, he's not honoring and honoring me in a way. And you said, but look at me, look at this, and you touch your brain, look at that, and you touch your heart, and look at that, and you touch your body, and you're like he's blind, he has body dysmorphia for sure. For me, you didn't get it. And I was like, she is so right. Like, look at all that. And once you accept, because also I think you attract your tribe, you are the amount of the 5 people you're
more dealing with.
So when you are surrounded by people who are shamelessly accepting themselves and loving themselves, and not like, oh, I'm loving myself in my side, like, I love myself, it means that I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be shining. But it's not a shine where I'm gonna outshine you. I want you to be comfortable enough to shine with me together, because we need more light. Yes. But sometimes it's not understood this way. True. And it's okay, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna stop shining.
True. Okay, I see what you mean. Like, for me, as of now, I don't feel like I have lost people in my shining nest. But I think that because I've always had people around me that were right. Yeah. Like, I feel like I've had the chance to meet but choose also the right people in my life, at least with my friends and family. Which is, and it's already very big. But I don't know if it has like a link, but the people that don't fit my vibe and I feel like that are toxic to me, I just let them go. I think bring them to the door.
I think if I can remember, I think you've always kind of been like that. Like, okay, there are some, maybe one or mostly men. Yeah. But most of the time you don't fuck with them. Like, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. No, you don't. I don't have time. Whereas me, I fuck with you a long time before I realized that you're toxic. And we are toxic for each other. But that's another story. You talked about eating disorders. Yes. Can we talk about this a little bit? Because that's also a subject I think that is so linked, because sometimes when you have body dysmorphia, you tend to go into diets
Of
or eating restrictions because you think that you need to be a certain way.
Yes.
But since, don't forget, you're not seeing yourself the way you are,
Yes.
of course you can keep not eating for a long time because you will always feel big or whatever.
Yeah.
What was your experience for that?
I tend to say that I was born in a big female family.
Yeah.
Because the man side of my family is more
Pretty
tall and long.
Yeah.
My women's side of the family is more short and chubby, let's say. But the problem is that when you are like that in a French society, even in Reunion Island, it's the same. You're told to be skinny because big is not right.
Yeah.
So I was born in a family where the women are always on a diet or always told that they are too big. My mom was put on diets when she was very young, so she was always like, she was not like that, but she always called her like too big or things like this. So even if she was very much in love with us, with my sister, like, you're so beautiful, blah, blah, blah.
She is.
But
herself, she didn't.
Exactly. So when you know you look like your mom, you're like, you tell me I'm beautiful, but if I look like you and you say you're too big and things and I'm gonna be like you, it's a problem. So I need to go on a diet, and I was a dancer, and I was always like the big girl in the dancing in clubs and groups and blah blah. And back in the days, you didn't have like Instagram with all those amazing dancers that are big and they're amazing.
Yes.
You only saw like the girls in the videos that were like super skinny and stuff. So I started like eating weird. Like the first thing I did, I think, was not eating at night because you don't need to eat at night because you're going to sleep. So you don't you don't need to eat. So I started this.
At what age were you?
I don't know, like maybe 15.
Okay.
15. No. I think 15 I was just like, do not eat. Oh no, 15 was do not eat. So I was like
at all?
No. But everything that is like not vegetables and things like this.
Okay.
So in my family, everybody has snacks at the evening.
Yeah.
So I was the only one not having them.
Snacks at like what time? Evening, like le goûter or?
No, evening, like night after, like in front of the TV. That's how I was raised. And I was like, no, I'm not eating them. But instead of following, which I'm doing now, but instead of following your body, I was just like saying, no, you don't deserve that Snickers or whatever it is because you're not good looking enough. You haven't. So I was just crying instead of having the Snickers. Like everything.
So no family time. Like
no, exactly. It was just crazy. And then at 17, I started like the not eating at dinner and stuff. And that time I lost maybe 10 or 15 kilos. Yeah. So I came back to school. Everybody was like, my goodness, you are so beautiful. And that is the worst.
Course,
and that is the worst because when you're doing like that kind of diet that is, of course, not working, of course, not possible on a long-term thing. Not healthy at all. Everybody tells you, oh, right now, you look like a goddess.
That is why sometimes when people, like, when I see someone who's like, we haven't seen each other for a while and that person has changed in a way, like...
never say anything.
Yeah, I'm like, never. I will not, like... if she mentioned it, like, I lost weight, and I'm like, are we happy?
Exactly.
Are you happy with that? Like, if you're happy, I'm so happy. If you're not,
course.
I'm like, it's not a thing for me for you to lose weight. Like,
exactly. Like, why would you say, wow, you lost weight? That's so cool.
A lot of people are saying that. It's the unhealthiest thing that you can say to someone. It's terrible. Because you don't know in which situation this weight has been lost.
Exactly.
You don't know if that person is feeling right. And what's the point? Like, who wants, like, why would you need to lose weight?
Exactly. It's terrible. You don't know if the person is sick. You don't know if they have lost their mom. You don't know if they have problems with their family. You don't know if they're just like anorexic. It's just crazy.
And I think
Never say that.
And I feel like people just don't care. Not care like, oh, I don't care. It's just they don't think about it because the most important is about losing weight.
Yes,
that's
because
the thing
that's
that
what
we want.
society tells you.
Yes, and that's what you do. You get your summer body, and I think we
Oh
can talk
my
about it
God,
because
I
you are
hate
totally
that.
against the summer body
Yes.
because everybody is a summer body.
Exactly, and the summer body is your all year body,
All your
and
body.
just like
who does it's the summer bikini challenge, and I'm
oh,
like,
I hate
nope,
this.
I don't. I understand what you want to do, and I
know where that comes from.
But I don't fuck with that. No, because
it's so right.
It's so wrong. Yeah. So back to that. So what were your parents saying when they saw you like not like changing your habits, your intakes, and also not loving yourself?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like my mom has always been very supportive.
Yeah.
But on side of those eating disorders that continued for years and years and years, I would say that I've stopped like 2 years ago maybe. She saw me like crying every day.
Yeah.
So she knew like I wasn't feeling right, but I'm sure that she doesn't even now understand that because she was not, and she is still not very okay with her body.
Course.
She was very supportive, and she was always like, you look amazing and you can do anything and blah blah blah. But I think that because society was telling me like there's so many things, but I'm from an island where I feel like I'm too pale for my island. So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of
I didn't
course.
know that.
Oh yeah, you need to be like more tan. You see what I mean? Like,
I feel like you're super tan all the time. Perception is a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like for an island, I'm paler than most people, I would say. So I was like, a lot of things were not right for me, like because society gave me like an idea of something. But anyways, and no, my family has always been supportive. I would say that my dad was not very concerned, but it was always like, it's girl stuff.
Yeah,
like, you look beautiful. Like, what is this? Like,
pretty rational.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
girl, come
okay.
on. You're my daughter.
Exactly.
You're awesome. Next.
Exactly. Next.
Can I have the bread, please?
Exactly.
I'm not eating carbs, okay? How many times do I have to tell you that?
I can't hear those carry all the time, Daddy. Like, let's me, like, Exactly. So I would say everybody was supportive. Everybody was supportive.
Yeah.
It's body dysmorphia. You're just seeing stuff and everybody's telling you, but no, you look amazing.
Yeah. What about your sister?
What relationship she has?
I don't know. I don't want to ask specific questions, so I will let you answer whatever you want.
My sister is, but she's 4 years younger than me. I think that she was. I always felt like she was more beautiful than I was. Like, it's always like crazy stuff always. But anyway, she was just like, she had more the nose I wanted.
Yeah.
She had like, I don't know. She was very. She was darker than I was when we were young. She was very dark. Very dark. She was way darker. So. That was one thing. Like, she was darker. She had the beautiful nose.
Yeah.
She had eyelashes. Like, I don't know. So she was amazing. And then she had the same problems as I did. And right now we're kind of on the same page. Like, she's really into, because she had like dieting for years and going crazy, and she had been very, very skinny, very thin. And she was like, but I can't, like, it's just going crazy. She was like weighting everything. And it was just like getting crazy. And she told me like something about cereals the other day. She was like, I ate too much this weekend. So she was kind of going back to, I should look at what I'm eating. She took the cereal, and the cereals was saying like a bowl should be 45 grams. She weighted this, and she was like, 45 grams, but it's like 2 spoons. She was like, no, I'm not doing this. And she poured the stuff, and she was like, I'm eating, leave me alone. It's so like crazy. It's very linked.
It's hard to break free from that. I remember for me, I was stuck into, I don't know if you remember, we have the Kellogg's Special K. And they were doing this campaign about Special K in the morning and Special K in the evening.
No.
You don't remember?
No.
In the lunchtime you could have whatever you want, like or salad and stuff. But I was eating Special K in the morning and Special K at night, because it was like K or 3 I don't remember, but basically it was a diet. And for me it was like, yes, I'm doing it because I want to lose weight. But when I think about Special K now, I'm like, that was even worse than eating something else, you know. And I went to diet like this also. I went to, I think about just restrictions and punishing yourself. And yet I have a really sweet tooth, and I think I have a sugar addiction as well. So of course it was hard for me not to eat Pepito or stuff like that. It was really, really hard. Until I don't know what happened. I don't even know what happened. It just happened. I think when I became a vegetarian for a time, because I think it was an act of rebellion, but that's another story. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch what I'm gonna eat. And since I knew that vegetarians tend to have those kind of a deficit in certain things, I was like really cautious about, okay, I'm gonna eat more of fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, because I need to compensate. And then I think from there, now I'm just eating whatever, how I feel. I'm trying not to eat too much meat and stuff like that. And nothing, well, I love candies and I love like I will eat, like if we see each other, I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna eat this thing in the brunch, because we love to eat. That's, I think, one of our love language in the group. However, I won't like buy stuff that I know I tend to finish the box off. Because I know that I have like this compulsion of, if I'm not feeling right, I'm gonna eat that shit all the way. Because that's love for me. So once you just change your environment, then it's easier to, when you don't feel love and you don't have those external stuff that are supposed to make you feel better for a minute, then you start to go inward. And so I don't have TV, I don't have, like, sometimes it's really sad at my place, because I'm like, I want to eat something big and I don't have it. And then I have fruit, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna make a smoothie. And it's good. It's good. It's just not the same high that I have with sugar. I don't feel like I'm
Of course.
But I think it's come like with the love and also the support of the people around, and all the story, and having also example of people that you admire, or friends that are loving themselves, and you like, and in our group, we also give a lot of compliments. That's one of the things that I like. Yeah, that's the thing that we do. Like, ooh, look at this body. Ooh, Ludivine, look at this ass. I love this ass, and I feel like it's a signature of our group. Like, that's what we do.
Like giving love, and just like.
And I think it's really healing, because you're like, that's true. My boobs are awesome. And like, I know.
Exactly.
And I feel like it's much easier after to do that with other people.
True.
Sometimes I do this experiment. Not an experiment, but it's just, I feel like sometimes you see people that you love, like in the street, and you're like, ooh, not men a lot, because it can be confusing.
Exactly.
But women, most of the time.
Just telling them like, wow,
like,
that
you are
outfit,
gorgeous. And sometimes they're like,
it's weird. Most of the time, because it's like crazy. Somebody that you don't know giving you a compliment. You're like, wow.
Yeah. And you know what they do when you say that? They put their hand in their heart. Most of the time. They're like,
true. Oh, wow. That's so cute.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow. And when I do that, I feel more beautiful, you know?
Of course. Because you're giving love. Like, it's a circle. Like, it's giving, receiving, giving to yourself, giving to others. It's really something, you have to get used to it. When you're inside, like, just one step is like, wow. Then the other one, then the other one. And 2 years later, you don't know, and you're like, oh,
I'm the
shit.
Honestly, I'm the shit. And if this is not working, or if this guy doesn't want me or whatever, I'm still the shit. I don't understand what you don't see.
Exactly.
But it's fine for you.
I'm
gonna lend you my glasses, asshole.
That's true. Like, you tend to be like so confident that you don't need the validation of other people. You don't. And you're very happy to have it, because it's amazing that people think that you're amazing. But even without that,
you're okay.
You're okay.
Definitely.
But of course, you have to get there. You had validation of other people. You had like your own experiences. You have worked on looking at yourself, on accepting and saying, I love myself, even if some days you don't do. But it's like a lot of work, but the reward is humongous.
Yes. We've come a long way, guys. Honestly, just to think the fact of talking about this, I'm like, wow.
Sure.
Because I remember when we were doing sports at Aqua Boulevard in Paris, remember? And I know we were both in some kind of mental state where we didn't feel right.
Of course.
And I think we started to talk a little bit about this. A little bit. like tiptoeing because, you know, there is a lot of shame also.
Of course.
Because you feel this way and you're ashamed to talk about this. Because for me, one of the worst thing that happened to me, I think when I was in college in French, so it's after elementary school, was like, you know, you have this check up with the medical
my goodness,
at school, and
worst stuff.
Yes, and they were taking us 5 by 5. Something. Yeah, it was not 1 by 1. So they are all waiting you.
Oh my god.
And I was like 60 kilos when they were like 45, and just the fact to hear that was awful for me. I felt so ashamed to be that big.
True.
But I was not big.
But no, of course no.
I was not. But it was hard, and they don't even think about that. How we can. They don't. It's not like.
Intimacy and it's like working with teens, so you know it's the worst moment.
It's the worst
moment. So you
moment.
Should be like very, very cautious.
What's your relationship with the scale now?
My goodness, that's the best thing.
Yeah.
But I grew up very early, so when I was 11 I was already 170, so in feet is like, I don't know, 5'8", maybe 5'9", maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. Well, something like this. So I was very tall. And I felt enormous, of course, because I have like, right now I can like consciously say it, I have big bones, but also I have like I have a sharp body. So I know I have like, I'm heavy.
Yeah.
So at that time, maybe I was 60 or 65, which is, I guess, for the rules of the body, they say like you have
EMC.
At least minus 20, minus 15 for, I can't remember, like craziness.
Yeah.
Impossible for me.
Yeah.
At that time, I was like already saying, I'm too big.
Yeah.
I had like guys saying weird stuff to me, like, you know, teens. And so I just kept on weighting myself.
Every day?
Not every, I don't think I have done that everyday thing, but I was just like, it was going up, of course, because I was going crazy at not eating snacks when everybody was, but going crazy in the fridge when nobody was watching, things like this. So I got to a point where I think I was feeling very bad at 82, I would say.
Yeah.
I was like going crazy, going diet, going up, going down, going up, going down. And right now, I'm very happy to say I haven't weighed in myself in 2 years.
Yes.
I know I have like once because I was waiting on luggage.
Yeah, you did.
And I was really like, oh, I don't want to do it because I was like, I don't know how I will. Even if even if I'm really good at eating what I want and feeling safe with my body and stuff, I was scared of watching it and saying,
and back to the loop.
Exactly. Yeah. But I had to because nobody could wait it for me. So I was like, okay, Ludivine, you can do this. I did that, I don't know, somewhere like a year ago. Yeah. And I was like, yes. And it was like, I'm super crazy. I'm going to say, I am waiting around 81 right now. And I feel like, okay. I don't care. Like, I feel like
it's not a number who's going to define who you are or your beauty or anything.
Exactly. My body is like giving dance lessons, giving fitness lessons.
And getting ready to give birth at some point.
At some point,
universe, we're waiting for you
yes. So I feel like I don't care about the number. I don't care about what people would say. Like, yesterday I saw a girl on Instagram. I don't know how I got to her. Telling like she was giving a fitness program, and in the fitness program there's a eating program, and in the eating program you have an exact what to eat program. And I was like, fuck, no, because how can you from like I don't know 400 miles away telling somebody that you have no clue about what they're doing in their life, what they are, what they like, what their body is doing, it
doesn't make sense.
No sense. But when you're in that loop, you're like, oh yes, that's what I want. Exactly. That's what I have to eat to lose weight and to feel good.
But she doesn't think about like, I don't know. I think it's about consciousness as well. So
true.
And even though I'm sure that person is not, does not mean wrong stuff. It's not a positive impact in general because on what it does to your mind and your soul and your spirit. But I mean, that's why we have people like you. Yay! And I'm so happy that you are here on this podcast. Oh my God. It's so good. It was such a good conversation, guys. Really, if you haven't yet, just check Ludivine, what she's doing on Instagram. It's amazing. Her website is coming out soon. She has amazing programs. If you want to, you just be coached by someone who knows what she's talking about it as well, who has been through it. So it's not only bullshit, you know. She's there for you and she understands your struggle. So really I encourage you and I urge you to go check on her. And if you feel like she's a good fit for you, just do it, because you won't regret it. Amazing. And what's up for you? What's next for you?
What's next? So yes, the website is coming.
Yes.
I'm starting because I was coaching, but right now I'm getting into like real formulas where I of course incorporate dancing, because like freeing your sensuality, loving your body in the mirror, looking at it, like moving and being like, oh, I'm sexy. So that's really what we're doing, like incorporating dancing, loving your body in a bikini, sweating, because sweating, please, I don't see sport as a way to lose weight, really not. But I think that sport gives you the strength to say, oh, I can do that. I was not sure, but now I see that I can do that. My body can do that. My mind, because sports is in your mind too. Like, put your mind into it. I can do that. I can do anything. And I feel like dancing and sports and bikini are like the big things to loving your body, loving yourself, and like afterwards, like just shining and doing, like having the life you want to have. So yes, I'm just like hoping you do that on your own or with me, of course. And yes, we can all love ourselves and like have a big loving world.
Yeah, and a rainbow world.
And a rainbow with the unicorns. That's my...
and bubbles. And a little bit of sex, because we need that too.
Oh yes. Like, oh yes.
Because the body needs it.
Yes.
Well, okay, but that's another. We're not going to talk about this. No. Okay. No. So thank you very much, guys. Again, if you like this episode, let me know. You can follow us at Les Jooms on Instagram. You can also follow Ludivine at She Is Coaching. I will put all the information in the description box. And yes, in the meantime, don't forget that the most important moment that you are living is the one you're living right now. So be present, okay? And live your life fully, because you don't know if tomorrow is gonna happen. I hope it's happening for you, because there are other episodes of Amulet coming. But you don't know, so just do the things that you are afraid of. Nothing's gonna happen. And just take care, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Upgrade Podcast, a company from the Upgrade Group by the Jooms, presented Amulet Podcast, a podcast that allows you to become a magician and artist of your own life, presented by Valerie from the Jooms, artistic director at Upgrade and certified coach in creativity and image. Go to upgradepodcast.paris to discover all of our other podcasts. Have a nice day.